Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by. I'm Karina Chin with karinascreations.com and I'm going to show you how to make this cute card today. So this cute card I am working with a product suite, and the product suite is called Floral Romance. And these are all the products that come in the Floral Romance product suite. It has a nice stamp set that's called Wonderful Romance. That's $31. There are some framelits, and these are what the framelits look like. I always take my framelits out and put them on magnet sheets that I just get from the dollar store, and then that way I find I don't lose the pieces. So these are the Wonderful Floral Framelit dies. They're $46. You can get the stamp set and the framelits together in a bundle, and they are $69.25. I'm also going to be using the Floral Romance Designer Series paper, and this is a very interesting paper pack because you actually get 3 sheets of printed vellum, comes in this color, and then 3 sheets of the Pretty in Pink designer vellum, and then you get 3 sheets of regular Designer Series paper. So this color is Mossy Meadow, Pear Pizzazz, and Whisper White. And then on the other side you get this nice sort of wood grain pattern. And then this one is a leaf image. Again, it's Pear Pizzazz. And then on the following side it is Petal Pink again with some Sahara Sand and Whisper White. So I really, really like the cardstock in this pack. And today also I'm using, you can see it's embossed. So we have a brand new embossing folder, and the embossing folder is called the Lace Textured Embossing Folder. It's only $14, but it's very, very pretty too. It's thick though, so I'll show you how to use that right away. And then the final product, I don't know if this is available right now, but this is my favorite ribbon. It's soft, you can scrunch it, and it's called the Petal Pink and Whisper White ribbon that coordinates with this product suite. There's also some labels or some other things that are in this product suite as well, but I'm not going to be working with those today. And I should mention before I start, I kind of cheated. I'll show you a hard version and an easy version of this card. I also brought in some extra framelits because I did a demo on the weekend with the Butterfly Beauty Thinlit dies. I just have to show you this quick. This will be another week's video because I did a whole bunch of vellum cards with this. Look at these. You get 2 full sets. So if you ended up buying all the stuff to make this card, you're going to be over $120. So of course Celebration is on right now. So my pick would be, if you're spending $120, to get the Lasting Lily stamp set. It's a really big stamp set as well, and it's just got a lot of different pieces. I'll just bring in this card really quick that I made with it. Let's just pull this out. And does it show? Because it's in the envelope. Hold it up like this. This is also some free Celebration foil. I believe it is the Grapefruit Grove color, and I just put it in the tufted embossing folder. So this is a pretty easy card to make, but it makes beautiful. Did I do a sympathy card? No, I did a friend card, but it makes a lot of beautiful cards as well. Okay, let's get started. So, or actually I lied, I'll show you one more. This is what the lace embossing folder looks like, done in Whisper White. If you can see that, this is from my friend Karen. I got this in a swap. And then she just colored the image that's in the stamp set. So I'm going to do a version of this card too. So let's get started. I find I can ramble and talk on forever, and I'm sure you really don't want me to do that. Okay, let's make the easy version of the card. So whenever I go to design a card, I like to look at the back of the cardstock of the Designer Series paper pack that I'm working with and see what colors coordinate with it. So of course it's Fresh Fig, which is one of the in colors. It will be retiring this year, so you want to get it while you can. And I've cut my paper down to 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and I've just scored it at 4.25 inches. Now with this one here, I would just simply adhere this to the card because the paper by itself is really, really beautiful. I'm going to try snail adhesive. We'll see if it shows through. I'm fussy. Oh, maybe it'll be okay. Okay, so with this ribbon, normally when you work with vellum paper or vellum cardstock, whatever you want to call it, all the adhesive shows through, which kind of drives me crazy, which is why I did a vellum demo on the weekend for a bunch of friends. I'll actually be doing a vellum card class with tips and techniques at the end of the month. And I found that most of the vellum shows through. See, this is not working for me. We both put it here. Can you see that? It actually shows through. So I'm going to have to fix this card after the fact because that will drive me crazy. And instead, what I've discovered, this is a huge tip, you guys. I have all these, we sell these, they're called multi-purpose adhesive sheets. They come like this in a package. So they're 6 inches by 12 inches long. And I don't know how many you get of these. They're $13.50 for a package. But what I found for adhering my vellum, because I really do not want to see that, I don't want to see the adhesive showing through. So I'm actually quite disappointed with that. We'll see if I can get this off. Yeah, I can't live with this. We also have a take your pick tool. And you can flip it over and you get this little scraper side. So I'm just going to remove this because really I can't live with that. Now, if you're a new stamper, that might not bother you. I've been doing this for, I'm losing track. It's 11, I think it'll be 12, going on 12 years. And really, I just don't love that. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna start again. We'll reset. It's a good thing I have lots of paper. And let's see here, let's get out my paper trimmer, which I set out to be really close by. Okay. So if you don't have a stamping trimmer, I highly recommend the Stampin' Up! Ones because it has a scoring blade and it's got a cutting blade in the same paper trimmer, and you don't have to switch back and forth. So I'm just cutting this to be 4 inches. Make sure it's straight. And my paper trimmer is a couple years old, and I find that the guides are still here, the cutting guides have not rubbed off. My old paper trimmer, it was a Fiskars or something, it rubbed off. I did not like that. Okay, this is what I'm going to show you guys now. So watch this. So when you peel off this sheet, this is all gluey. So I'm using this actually like glue. Well, not glue. It kind of reminds me of our tear and tape adhesive product. And I'm going to show you the difference. This is really important because if you've been working with vellum for a long time, I don't care what product is out on the market. I've tried all vellum adhesives and I have never had success with the vellum showing through. It always shows through, even when it's called vellum adhesive. And let's go like this. And we'll put this down here. I have a feeling I had a telemarketer calling me. I don't know whose list I got on, but I've been getting an awful lot of strange calls, unfortunately. Okay, so what I'm doing is cutting one more strip. So now I have 4 strips. And again, you can see this is sticky. I'm just using this like my tear and tape adhesive, and watch what's going to happen. You're going to be so impressed. Okay, look at this. Okay, now when I glue this down to my card base, it's better. Okay, it works a lot better. Okay, so I'm just going to set that aside now. And if you're a brand new stamper, you may not have a big shot. So you can still use this stamp set. I'll make sure that I'm in the frame of this video. And I'm just going to put this flower image like this. It's not very dark. I'm going to have to re-ink these after. Okay. Okay, and let's get the sentiment which says thinking of you. There we go. And now I can color this image in, and I'm using Memento Black ink, so I think I'm just going to use my Stampin' Blends today. I'm going to use Light Blackberry Bliss. Let's see. We'll just do a little bit of coloring. Well, this might take a while. You really don't want me to color this whole thing, do you? That might take a long time. Okay, let's see. Da-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum. I don't mind fast coloring, but, and this is going to be the dark, what is this color? Dark Blackberry Bliss. So I'm just going to add some shading to my flower. And while the ink is still, the alcohol ink is still wet, you can kind of blend these blends together, the dark and the light, which is why they're called Stampin' Blends, and you can add some highlights, some shadows to it. Okay, I'm going to use, this is Light Old Olive, because I don't believe we have a Pear Pizzazz. I could be mistaken. When I notice it's getting fuzzy. I've been doing a lot of classes lately because Celebration is on, and every time you place a $60 order, you get something for free. So I think it's time to replace my blends. Okay, let's see. What do you think? Is this almost done? Normally, if I have to color in, I've discovered I really like embossing the image with black embossing powder. But of course, if you're a brand new stamper, you won't have a heat tool or anything, so we won't do that. What color is this one now? This is, I want some different colors. Light Granny Apple Green. Let's color these ones like so. This is kind of Pear Pizzazz-ish. And let's get these little leaves. Normally I would take a little more time to color, but I want to get to my hard card, you guys. That's the exciting part. Okay, we're almost done. Ta-dum! Does anybody like coloring? I do when I have lots of time. I used to have a wonderful coloring book when I was really young. You guys probably won't know it, but it was a Holly Hobby one. I don't know if you've ever heard of Holly Hobby, but that was my favorite coloring book, and I saved the pages. I'm dating myself now, but that's okay. Okay, and you can see how I just added a bit of highlights to, this was the Light Mossy Meadow. So you can actually mix your Stampin' Blends colors. The other nice thing about these is they're not that expensive. So there are some alcohol markers out there that are quite pricey. This is only $6 to replace. That one's a good one, but for my Old Olive. Okay, so this is what I've got now. And all I would do if I was a beginner stamper was just pop this on to my card and you're done. So that's pretty easy. And I noticed I did this upside down. So again, when you guys aren't around, I'm going to pull it off and I'm going to fix it and make it pretty. Because this is actually, I'm happy with this card. Quite cute. Oops. 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 I'm growing out my nails. When you have longer nails, it's easier to pull these off. And I guess I could use my take a pick tool, but I'm not going to. Okay, so there we go. Simple, pretty card done with the vellum paper. That looks pretty darn cute if you were a beginner stamper. Okay, now for my advanced stampers, let's get into the more advanced card. So pretty much the same design. I'm just going to take my pieces out to show you what I'm doing. And so I've already, same card base again, right? Okay, let's move this out of the way. And we're going to bring in my Big Shot die cutting machine. And I'm going to show you how to emboss with the folder that I had, with the loose embossing folder. So I will bring this back in. We'll bring in my Big Shot. And I'm using my Big Shot Platform. This is a thick embossing folder. So normally with embossing folders, you need to use both. Plastic cutting plates. With this one, I only need one, and I'm just putting it on top. Doesn't matter whether you do the top or the bottom. And we'll just roll this through the Big Shot. I really like the Big Shot because I don't have to plug it in. I don't have to sit in one place. I can sit in the middle of my floor and craft if I want to. It's very, very easy to use. Okay, now, can you see this? I don't know if you can see this. So I'm going to put on the de-emboss side on this card, whereas this card here, I actually use the emboss side. So you get to choose what you want to do. So this is a little bit brighter than my other one. So when you go to put it in, it really does matter what side you do. One side's embossed, one side's de-embossed. Okay, and again, I really truly think I'm safe this time to just use my snail adhesive. Because it's embossed and it's kind of it looks all frosted now, you're not going to be able to see through it. Why am I putting it on there? We don't want to do that. I'm just putting it right onto my card base. And notice it's thick enough that it doesn't rip. So that's a win-win. Now see how these sides are lifting? I can actually go and put some tear and tape adhesive after. If I want, I didn't really put it that close to the edge, but if we do that, we're going to be ending up having a sleepover and stamping till late at night. So we don't want to do that right now. Okay, now this piece I cut out with, so this framelit set, I'm just jumping back. This is the Wonderful Floral framelit set. Look at all these pieces. And I'll be featuring this set all week long, so I'll show you some cards made with these pieces. But you get so many, and I love it when the framelit dies have lots of multiples of the same image, because then it really saves me time when I'm making swaps. So I love that. So this is already been done. Hold on a second. I did one with thick white and one with regular whisper white. Pulling this out, it wasn't very gentle, and I actually tore my whisper white one, if you can see that. So when you're pulling it out, be a little careful. This one's pretty good. This is with thick white. And we're just going to pull out the Fresh Fig stamp pad. We're going to stamp, oh, I don't want to put black into my Fresh Fig. So let's pull out my Simply Chamois. Notice my Simply Chamois got cut into 4 pieces. Who did that? Well, that would be me. I always work with one and then I know which side's dirty because I really don't want to get up. When I'm creating, I just want to create and have fun and not have to jump up very often to clean it. I'm usually good for a couple hours when I do that. Okay, so that was with Fresh Fig. And see how this is lifting? Yeah, it's going to drive me nuts. So let's put a little more adhesive. Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay, and then we're going to put this down with a Stamping Dimensional. Now, it's amazing how Stamping Dimensionals have little feet and always walk away. I can never find them when I want them. So I usually try to put them on the left-hand corner of my desk, or sorry, right-hand corner of my desk. Okay, we're going to put this down here. And then I'll add a little bit of Fresh Fig ribbon. And I like this little skinny ribbon. I think it's called sheer ribbon. I don't know. I can't see through it. It doesn't look very sheer to me, but that is the name, I believe. And I just do bunny ear bows. And then we'll just tighten this up a little bit, tighten the knot. Wow, I'm kind of making a mess of this, but that's okay. You'll get the idea. Now we need my paper snips. Oh, here they are. Ooh, I have a sharp pair. This is nice. If your paper snips get gummed up a little bit, go and buy a product called Goo Gone. It'll clean them right up. Okay, and then we'll pull out a glue dot. And look at this. This is almost done. Unless you want butterflies on it. Okay, so that's my card. Now, it looks really, really cute. And if you have an unlimited budget, or you just love butterflies, I'm going to recommend one more product to you. So this other product is the butterfly framelit dies that I just showed you. If I can find them now, let's go back, pull this in. I find usually when I tidy up my stamping station, yeah, there we go, I can find them. Because I have a really important tip for these butterfly dies. This will be a whole other week-long blog post, I have a feeling, because there's a lot going on with these butterflies. And look at this card I made. So these dies, this is another one I did. These dies actually have two pieces. It has a bottom layer and it has a top layer. And the very first time I worked with them and cut them out, I really did not want to have to use mono multi-glue to glue all this stuff down. So there was a bit of a trick for this. Now are these ones glued down? One's glued down, one's not. I think just because we're getting a little bit long here in my video, I'm going to show you why these are the best thing. They're the bomb. They're amazing. If I can find my sheet. Okay, let's lean over here. So what I like to do when I'm using this butterfly product is cut my multi-purpose adhesive sheet down to be the same size as my cardstock. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I'm doing that just because it really fits the die nicely. You're going to peel the thing that says Sizzix away. And this is all now gluey. This is like a whole sheet of glue. Okay, I'm going to put that down like this. Oh, we've got some little bits from when I was demoing on the weekend. Let's get my take your pick tool out and let's just pick those out. If I don't clear it, there is a good chance that it won't cut properly. So I should have done this before my video, but I didn't realize how quickly 1 o'clock came up. I'm telling you, it just flew by today. Okay, let's poke, poke, poke. And I didn't have my big die. Well, I guess I should have used my scrubby brush. It's not called a scrubby brush, but you know, that's what I call it. Okay, let's pick that out of there. Okay, there we go. And now this is kind of where the magic happens. At least I think it's magical. So you pull in your big shot again. Okay, we're going to use the platform. You can do this with your magnetic platform as well. You need 2 plastic cutting plates. Now you can notice this is starting to curve a little bit. It's because I did my event on the weekend. And some people don't know that if you cut this upside down, so put it on like this, do a little flip to flip it, and now we're going to run it through the Big Shot machine. Well, I see Bilkis said, Bilkis is here. Hello, Bilkis. And I'm just going to run it through, and I have to stand up. It's a pretty tight fit. I find most of my friends watch the video after, so I don't even really check to see now if anybody's watching me. Okay, so you get a whole lot of butterflies with this. Let's just pull this out. And what I've done is turned all these butterflies into basically stickers. So we do have a Big Shot die brush, I think that's what it's called. I don't know. I call it a scrubby brush. And what I've done is taken an old wood mount case, and I like to put it in here. And then when I give it a nice scrub, most of these pieces will pop off. And I say most, not all of them. And then I can just go in and pop out the pieces I don't really want to use. Which are all these little inside pieces, of course. Oh, sure, now it's giving me grief. Okay, there we go. So let's just pop this out. Now you'll notice I could just peel off the sticker backing off the back and put this whole thing on my card. But for this card, I didn't really want to do that. I'm only using a couple butterflies. Right, I want this one. And I just cut them apart. And actually I used a whole bunch of these butterflies to make a bunch of different projects. So let's just peel this off now, and you'll see it's now a sticker. So let's put that onto my card, and that'll make it a little more interesting, because this is going to be a cute card. There we go. So now my butterfly is glued down onto the vellum, and then I notice I need a pearl or something. You know what? These are old pearls. These are retired, but I think it'll still be okay. I just want to add one little guy here. I have a new one somewhere in my room. Okay, there we go. Pretty cute, hey? Okay, let me set this aside. I have one other quick thing I wanted to share with you. I promised the girls on Saturday I would show them how to make this no adhesive bag, and you can put little treats in it. So this is what you need to do. I'm going to do it in, let's try do it in the petal pink design. So this is 6 inches by 6 inches. Get out your scoring blade, and it needs to be cut or scored at one side at 1.5, like so. The other side at 4, or the other side, so 1.5 and 4.5. Then you do 1/4 of a turn, and then 2.5 and 3.5. Okay, so now let's see if I can get this right. I've only done this a couple times. Look, I practiced. So I always like to have a template on these things. Okay, so what I need to do, I'm just going to, you got to be careful when you're working with the vellum. It's a little bit easier with regular cardstock because I don't want to rip it. And I didn't score that hard with my scoring tool on my paper trimmer because I don't want it to cut through. Oh, and I noticed I didn't even go where it was supposed to be scored. Well, that's not going to work very well. Let's try this again. Okay, and then I have one more scoring line. I should probably just show you with regular paper. It's a lot easier. Okay, now this is the trick. You want to put this corner, so you've got this kind of inside channel. It's like 1 inch wide. Hold up this side, and you're taking this corner and putting it down to this edge of the paper. And then what happens is I'm going to take this finger or this bone folder and score along the inside. Okay? And then you're going to do the same thing. Take this corner and pull it down to the outside of the paper. I'll get my bone folder in there after. It's just easier for me to reach around. Okay, so I've now got this going. Now let's do the other side. Fold this up. This corner goes to this kind of outside edge of the paper. I can probably pull this bone folder in now. Okay, and then the last one, same thing. This top piece goes to the outside edge of my paper. And then we're just going to burnish the inside of it and make a nice fold. Okay, so now I have this, which is super cute. But what I did, you can actually glue down these 4 sections. Maybe I'll just do that for you. 1, 2. My other one I left open. It just depends what you want to do. But see, so it closes it. So I guess it's no adhesive because I sealed it down. Oops. Okay, and then to make a closure, I took a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. Let's punch this in Mossy Meadow. Oh, that seems really small. Ah, that's okay. That'll work, right? I think it should actually be the 2-inch punch instead. But I think you'll get the idea. And I'm looking for a punch. Where are my punches? No, that one's too small. Okay, here we go, guys. Sorry. And I'm just going to punch one hole here. Okay. And then one hole here. And then normally I would fill it with a treat first. but because you are watching me on this video, and I'm sure after you do this, you're going to want to stamp. So let's just feed this through the hole. Let's make this a nice sharp. Probably do a bigger hole. I don't even know what I grabbed for a hole punch, but really that was just making my life difficult. Okay, let's get this through. So my tip of the day is grab a bigger hole punch. Then you won't have this problem. Okay. And I also, when I showed this bag on the weekend, I thought it would be really cute done in the gingham paper. Let's just pull that out. This is the gingham designer series paper that we sell. And you know what? This hole is really being difficult. How am I going to get that through? Oh, there we go. I found it. Aren't you just going, oh, I wish I could come over there and help her out, because it took me so long to do that. Okay, there we go. So then we just tie a little bow. And ta-dum, that's it. And then you can put a little greeting here if you want. I thought this would be really cute party favors for a wedding or a nice little maybe tea party project. But anyway, these are what they look like. So that is it for my Facebook Live today. I hope I've given you some ideas. If you like the video today, please share it with people. Like it or share it, and that helps me. I'm trying to meet some more stamping friends, get some more followers for my videos. And if you wanted to order the projects, I'll put a link. The link will take you to karinascreations.com. Karina's got a weird spelling with a K. Creations is with a K. And then there's a link in there, Shop Now, which takes you to my online stamping store. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.